If for just a moment I might testify. It had been a few weeks since Pastor Jenkins came by and asked if I knew the Lord. I had heard the story of Christ so many times before, but was hesitant to commit my life and yield myself to him because he would ask a hard thing of me. That night, Pastor Jenkins went through the scriptures, and for reasons I can't explain, that time was different. Jesus became so real to me. The reality of hell and my need for a Savior was evident. I knelt down and accepted Christ as my Savior. The peace and love of God immediately flooded my heart. The weeks to follow were amazing. Every day I grew more and more in love with the Lord. I went to a youth meeting that Pastor Jenkins had invited me to, and during the service, the pastor asked a very important question. What does Jesus mean to you? An awkward silence fell over the room until one nearby said, well, Jesus is the light of the world. And the pastor told him, no, that's not what I mean. What does Jesus mean to you? I'd only been saved a few weeks. I couldn't get up and say something. Surely he's looking for something fancy to say. Maybe since I couldn't think of something to say, I could say what was in my heart. So I stood up and I said, I don't know what I can say this morning, but right now I want everyone to know that I love Jesus with all my heart. Silence fell over the room, but this time it was different. Suddenly, you could hear people all around the room getting right with the Lord. In that moment, I realized just how foolish I was not to commit my life to Christ because he would ask a hard thing of me. Jesus wasn't asking me to do a hard thing of me. All he wanted was for me to love him with all my heart. You may have many things in this life that you love, but do you love Jesus with all your heart?